Have you ever thought, there's got to be a better and simpler way to learn organizational strategies? 5 Minutes Learning has a global and diverse collection of case studies to help management students. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming and interesting case study. With annual sales of over $6 billion, ready-to-eat cereal giant Kellogg's had reached peak sales in the late 1980s, occupying a 40% market share in the U.S. The company has international operations in 18 countries and 20 factories around the globe. However, it became tougher in the 1990s, when Kellogg's nearest rival, General Mills, introduced the Cheerios brand. Since the company has little room to grow in core markets, it began exploring markets beyond its traditional American and European customers. India had a population of over 950 million, out of which 250 million were middle class and untapped. India liberalized its economy in 1991 and removed trade barriers. It was 3 years later that Kellogg's decided to launch its top brand, CORNFLAKES, in India for $65 million. India did not have breakfast as a custom. A typical average middle-class Indian family did not have breakfast on a regular basis like their Western counterparts. Breakfast was always combined with lunch, brunch as it was popularly called. Traditionally, Indian women prepared fresh breakfast for their families. It was not common to serve ready-to-eat meals, and they were also not widely available. Due to urbanization, dual working households, and lifestyle changes, there is a greater need for convenience. Additionally, a rise in disposable income and a rise in health consciousness also contributed to this trend. Furthermore, the Western lifestyle and the eating out trend contributed significantly to experimenting with different tastes and varying eating preferences. As a result, the transition from traditional to modern breakfast took place among young Indians, mostly from dual-income families. As a global brand, Kellogg's was positioned on the fun and taste platform, and they placed an emphasis on the crispiness of their flakes. Upon entering India in 1994, Kellogg's positioned itself on the health platform by focusing on the nutritional benefits of the cereal. To convey this message to Indian consumers, they suggested that cornflakes were a healthier option than the traditional Indian breakfast. Households, however, did not find much credibility in the proposition. The average Indian did not pay much attention to iron or vitamin intake. Because Indians considered their food to be equally or more nutritious, the nutritional benefit proposition was not strong enough to convince them to change their traditional food habits. The initial sales were impressive, but Kellogg's knew that this was a result of one-off purchases. After the initial excitement faded, Indian consumers rarely bought cereal again. Another barrier to repeat purchases was the high price. The price of 500 grams of cornflakes was almost 30% higher than its nearest competitor. Also, the emphasis on crispy flakes failed in India as consumers were used to hot milk, which made cornflakes soggy. This further diluted the Kellogg's brand promise. Due to unimpressive sales, Kellogg's realized that their breakfast option had been diametrically opposite to what Indians had been eating for generations. Seeing that Indian households were difficult to target, Kellogg's decided to turn their attention to kids with the launch of its highly successful international brands, Chocos in 1996 and Frosties in 1997. Neither variant was positioned as a breakfast item, but as a healthy snack. These variants helped Kellogg's gain traction in the market. However, Kellogg's tried to target Indian families and households again by Indianizing its cereal line under the Mazza brand. In 1999, Kellogg's began offering fortified cereals. The Iron Shakti cornflakes capitalized on the nutrient value of cornflakes and addressed iron deficiency in children. This time, the nutrition platform was more focused and relevant here as no other brand or product spoke of iron supplement. It became a differentiator, resulting in a sales increase of 17%. Utilizing local words such as iron Shakti and calcium Shakti helped make the brand and proposition sound Indian. Compared to its previous attempt to imply that the traditional Indian breakfast was unhealthy, this approach was more successful. Besides positioning, Kellogg's also changed communication. All Kellogg's advertisements in India no longer feature the rooster, which is an iconic symbol of Kellogg's globally. In 1997, they launched the Kellogg Breakfast Week in Mumbai, Delhi, and Chennai. It was a community-oriented initiative to create and increase awareness. The campaign focuses on making people aware of the prevention of anemia, an iron deficiency disorder. They were looking for triggers that enabled customers to move towards this category. Their research suggested that though Kellogg's was positioned for kids, they were consumed by the entire family. Using these insights, Kellogg's launched Kellogg's multi-grain, fortified cornflakes targeted at adults' taste buds. Advertisements also began showing adults eating the cereal, rather than focusing on children alone. They were already popular with children, who were their key consumers for 4 p.m. munches. Moreover, the launch communication offered the Chocos variant as a nutritious substitute for chips and other junk food. While the brand currently holds 70% of the market, it now has to defend the market it has created against rival brands. From a logistical perspective, Kellogg's has well-established operations in India. It is important to note that all raw materials, including packaging, are sourced from India, and the main plant is located close to the largest market, which reduces costs. In addition to establishing a distribution network, the brand has built storage facilities. In this model, overheads are minimized by giving distributors a large responsibility for sales. As of 2010, the market had a growth rate of 20%, but after a change in leadership, the growth rate has jumped to 30%. According to many critics, Kellogg's entered the market too confidently and didn't research local tastes and habits enough before entering. However, the company turned its performance around by trying various things, and above all, by localizing its message and offering. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope this video might be informative for you. If you find this video useful, I would request you to like this video, and please do share your feedback regarding this video in the comment. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks a lot again. See you soon with another interesting case study video.